Everybody, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit the subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back. At the bottom of the screen, you see the email address that I have set up for you guys to contact me directly. You need help with your channels, or you want to drop off some information that'd be good for listeners, by all means, drop it off. Over here is my P.O. box. You guys talk about sending me gifts. That's where you would send them to, and I greatly appreciate it, and I will shout you out. Over here is the Cash App. I'm planning something, a trip to Memphis for the meet and greet. I announced that already. The Cash App is for that. All right, guys, I want to jump into this real quick. It's the story about the 4 Americans that were kidnapped. I think it was Friday. And, you know, they've since been rescued. Well, all 4 of them have been rescued, but 2 of them have died in the situation of being held captive. And I want to talk a little bit about that today. I'll let the camera clip roll, the news clip. Why am I saying camera clip? The news clip roll, and then we'll come back in and we'll just talk about how insane this is. Check it out.
Person has already been detained in this case, but with so many U.S. law enforcement agencies putting pressure on their Mexican counterparts to find who is responsible here, more arrests could be coming soon. This morning, 2 of the 4 Americans kidnapped in Mexico now waking up on U.S. soil after surviving this horrific attack. Armed men seen loading the group onto a pickup truck in Matamoros Friday. Their other 2 friends did not survive.
2 U.S. citizens were returned to the United States. The bodies of 2 other U.S. citizens killed in the same incident were also recovered.
Eric James Williams and Latavia Tay McGee making it out alive. McGee seen here with law enforcement shortly after she was rescued. A convoy then taking the survivors to the border near Brownsville, Texas. The 2 then crossing over to a waiting ambulance. McGee's mother describing the moment she found out her daughter had survived.
I had to hold my heart. I was thinking the Lord. I said, thank you, Jesus. There is a God.
Williams now in a Brownsville, Texas hospital after undergoing surgery for multiple gunshot wounds to his legs. His wife, Michelle, able to speak with him briefly.
It was just tears of joy, I guess, that he's alive. I didn't even want to imagine what he was going through, or, you know, what any of them were going through.
2 other members of the group, Shaid Woodard and Zindell Brown, tragically killed. Authorities finally finding the missing Americans after a 3-day manhunt, leading them to this wooden house in Lagunona, outside Matamoros. A 24-year-old man identified only by his first name, Jose, arrested. Mexican authorities say he was in charge of watching the Americans. According to her family, McGee had traveled with the others from Lake City, South Carolina to Mexico to get cosmetic surgery. When the 4 crossed into Matamoros on Friday, her family says armed gunmen in body armor chased them, opening fire on their white minivan. The gunmen then kidnapping the group. A Mexican bystander also killed. Mexican officials now believe the shooting and kidnapping was a case of mistaken identity. A source close to the investigation telling ABC News the gunmen may have targeted the vehicle because they wrongly believed the group of Americans were rival human traffickers.
Well, guys, that's the story. Listen, let me tell you something. That's down on the border of Brownsville, Texas, right? And it's over there near South Padre Island, which is one of the most beautiful beaches I've ever seen. And I have a couple of friends that are down there, and they like, they travel all the time. They're like, yeah, we're from Matamoros. We just go right across the border. They got good food. You know, Steve, you want to go? Man, listen, that is a nightmare scenario for me. You might as well leave me in the middle of the ocean somewhere for sharks to tear me up. I done seen cartel video after cartel video. It is not for me. Y'all can say Stock Market Steve is crazy or not, and it ain't nothing against Mexico, but I mean, I just feel safer being over here. And they got some beautiful spots in Mexico. And like you said, like they said, you know, the young lady went over there for some cosmetic surgery, and they said millions of Americans do that every year. And there's nothing wrong with that, because I heard the healthcare is cheaper and procedures are cheaper to get them done over Mexico. Supposedly they do good work. So I can't fault her for that. You know what I'm saying? But, and they also said she went before, so she probably felt safe. She probably said, hey, had some friends, hey, come with me. They got some nice stuff over there. And they went. But I mean, can you just imagine that, guys? You driving down the street, you know what I mean? Thinking you in the U.S., and all of a sudden cars just cut you off and dudes get out and start acting crazy with you. putting the blindfold you. First of all, no black folk want blindfolds on. We don't play that shit. And I don't mean to cuss. I'm trying to stop. We don't play that. The blindfold. Hey, put this on. Hold up. Then on top of that, they said two of the gentlemen, the friends, the men, got murdered while they was over there, and they put them in the same shed as the people that was alive. Now, as somebody alive, can you just imagine that? You got death right across from you or next to you, sitting next to you, from people that you're familiar with, and you don't even know if it's your turn or if help is even going to come, because they said they was moving them continuously through the night, all these different places. Now, gratefully, the Mexican authorities caught them quick with the help of the U.S. And I'm wondering, like, how they caught them so fast. But I'm going to say something real fast. They got one person in custody, right? Now, you know they're going to turn him over to the United States. Now, see how fast Mexico, like, okay, we working with y'all to give y'all those people. You see how Shanquilla and all that, they ain't working fast to get them over there? Peep that? I mean, it's crazy. Another thing, a lot of people keep talking about Mexico needs to do something. They can't. Their hands are tied. They can want the Cabo 6 all they want. The U.S. has to release them. So that's something we always have to be cognizant of. This is a U.S. issue. This is not them. If they put the warrants out, hey, we need these people, they can go get them. That was my big, me going off in the Shanquilla Robinson case video, you know. But, yeah, man, I mean, this whole thing, man, is scary. I mean, you don't know nobody. And then this the big thing. That's a Spanish-speaking country. So a lot of them people over there don't speak English. So can you imagine these cartels running out, speaking Spanish? You like, yo, what is you talking about? They acting crazy. It ain't going the way they want. They trying to, you out in the open. They trying to get this over with, and boom, you know, they just, supposedly they killed one of the guys right there on the spot. See, man, these cartels don't give a damn. They shoot out in open, just broad daylight. They just populated areas. They don't care. They shoot children, old people, anybody. Anybody can get it over there. I think, honestly, they weren't on the tourist trail when they got caught. Because a lot of times when you go over there are parts where tourists just go and they tell you, hey, don't mess around with these other spots. Maybe they got lost and they drove through a rival cartel's territory, and they're like, yo, who are these people? Because they don't know the etiquette of that country. And that's one of the things, guys, like when we go out here and we go to these other countries and stuff, and it don't have nothing to do with being scary, we always have to be cautious and we have to be cognizant that we are not at home in the United States. Situation with Brittany Griner. She thought it was cool to have a vape, marijuana, HTC vape, and go to the airport. It's not. You got to know these local laws and stuff. You got to know places to go to and not to go to. Every place ain't like over here. You know, we always talking about America's a bad place and all this other stuff. Some people saying that. It ain't as bad as you think when you're sitting here and you go to other places and they show you, yeah, where you're at is a little bit worse. So it's one of them things you got to be careful. But I'm glad the young lady and the man came back. The other two, man, I feel sorry for their family, and my condolences go out. May they rest in peace. Just going over there, trying to handle some business and show support for their friend, and they wind up dead. Guys, man, be careful when you're traveling abroad, because this can happen to anybody. Just a wrong turn, and boom, you can wind up in the shed, or even worse, you can wind up like the two gentlemen. Man, I'm sorry to hear that. But guys, man, leave me a comment, man. Tell me what y'all think about the situation, man. That's some scary stuff. And that's one of my fears. I don't want to go nowhere and get kidnapped and ain't coming back. Got to fight for my life. I'm Stock Market Steve, guys. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.